Grüß Gott! Hi my friends, Mark here with Wolters World. We're in Bamberg, Bavaria, and today we're going to have for you the 5 things you're going to love and hate about Bavaria. Now, Bamberg is actually in the northern part of Bavaria in Oberfranken, so it's more Franken than it is Bavaria, but it's still part of Bavaria. And today what we have for you are the 5 things you're going to love and hate about coming to Bavaria. And we're here on this beautiful sunny day, and the first thing you're not going to like about coming to Bavaria is you're going to come in the summer and you're going to try to find a place in the beer garden, and you're not going to be able to get a place in the beer garden because it's full. And that's the first thing you're going to hate, not being able to get a seat at the beer garden, which is one of the quintessential experiences here in Bavaria in the summertime. So what I recommend you do is get there early or make a reservation, because sometimes it can be tough because tourists flock here to Bavaria, okay? So they're taking up seats. And you know what? The Bavarians, they like their beer too, and they're very good at it. And they like to go enjoy their work. So about 4 or 5 o'clock, it fills up with the Bavarians as well, and that makes it tough to find a place to enjoy a late afternoon beer. So first thing you're not going to like about Bavaria is having a tough time finding a place in the beer garden. The second thing you might not like about coming to Bavaria is, you know, they eat a lot of pork here. So you have Haxe or ham hocks or pig knuckle, pork knuckles they call it, or you'll have Schweinbraten or sausages galore. Weisswurst, white sausages, so good. And the beer here, fantastic. But the problem is, it's pork, it's beer, you have klöße, you have dumplings. It's very heavy food here. So you spend a lot of time in Bavaria, you might pack on a few pounds and your clothes get a little bit too snug for you. I'm not mentioning anyone in particular, but I'm just saying, Bavaria can fill you up quite a bit and you can feel a little uncomfortable from that, okay? So that's the second thing you might not like, is the pounds you put on from all the food and beer you do eat and drink when you are here. Now the third thing you might not like about coming to Bavaria, which is actually kind of a real dislike, is actually this is probably the part of Germany where you're going to spend the most money. Now, is it the most expensive place in Germany? No, it's not the most expensive place in Germany. However, since it has the most places you're going to want to go, Munich, Bamberg, Nuremberg, all these kind of things, you can really, Neuschwanstein, you can really rack up the bills when you're here, and going out to eat a lot, it can get a bit pricey when you are here. So pay attention to the Germans. You'll see they'll be in the parks having, you know, bread and cheese and sandwiches there. So save the money, okay? Another thing is the Germans do a really good job of saving money here in Bavaria is the Bayern-Ticket, okay? The Bavarian Ticket, which gives you, you know, a whole day for 5 people, up to 5 people. You can go anywhere in Bavaria on the regional trains and stuff like that. It makes life so much easier and can save you a lot of money, and you can get out to some really cool places with it. But I won't lie to you, come to Bavaria is not going to be super easy on your pocketbook because there's a lot of stuff you're going to want to see and do. And it is one of the pricier parts of going to Germany. I mean, staying in Munich is a lot more expensive than staying in Berlin, all right? The fourth thing you might not like about Bavaria is it gets packed with tourists. And the thing is, yes, we all know and we think of Oktoberfest and how many millions of people come here for that, but more millions come just to visit Bavaria because this is our quintessential German experience with the beer halls, and you can see the Lederhosen and all these kind of things. And so you get tourists from all over the world that come to Bavaria, but also Germans from other part of Germany, they come and take their vacations here. It's like they're Florida. They come down here for the nature and the cities and the food and all this stuff and the people, and therefore it gets packed with tourists. Hence why tough to get something in the beer garden, sometimes tough to get hotels. So make sure you're making reservations for your hotels way in advance, especially if it's summertime. And if you're thinking about going to someplace like here in Bamberg on the weekend, this place is super popular on the weekend for Germans with biking and motorcycles. So it's hard to get a place. So make sure you're booking well in advance when you are coming here. Also, if you want to go to Oktoberfest, kind of sucks is after about 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, most of the tables are reserved for companies, so you can't get a seat, okay? So, and also the hotels book out way in advance for Oktoberfest. For this is something, if you're thinking about going next year, you need to be booking like now, okay? So just think about that, okay? The tourist packed groups that get here, all right? And the fifth thing you might not like about coming to Bavaria is you only find out that there's more to Bavaria than Munich on your last day. I can't tell how many people I've met that have spent a week in Munich and just stayed in Munich. Maybe they went to Neuschwanstein, but they didn't see more of Bavaria. And at the end, they're like, oh, why didn't I go to Bamberg? Why didn't I go to the Christmas market in Nuremberg or have sweet mustard in Regensburg? What was I thinking? Why didn't I go to Oberammergau and see the buildings there? People get really frustrated when they figure out that, you know, Munich is Munich, but Bavaria is much more than that. They fly the blue and white all over the place, so you should definitely get out of Munich. Don't don't just see Munich. Munich's awesome, don't get me wrong. But go and see more. I mean, I found Bamberg, and it's one of my hidden gems that I love the most in Europe. Okay, Regensburg, great place to go with my family. Oberammergau, I've gone with my parents there. There's so many nice places to go, nature-wise or city-wise or little village-wise, that get out of Munich, because you're really going to be upset with yourself and hate yourself because you're like, man, there's more to Bavaria than Munich. Okay, and that's the fifth thing you're going to hate is you don't get out of Munich. Okay. Now, obviously, those are 5 little tiny things you're not going to like about coming to Bavaria. If you want to know the things you're not going to like in general about Germany, watch that 5 Love and Hates of Germany video we do have, and that'll give you a better idea of some of the general hates about coming to Germany, which kind of fit here with Bavaria as well. Now, what are you going to love about coming to Bavaria? The first thing you're going to love about coming to Bavaria are the cities and the towns and the history and the stories that go with these cities. Bamberg here with the Bamberg Reiter, the rider, the knight that's inside the cathedral behind me, or this town hall that's here, the old town hall that's on the canal, one of the prettiest town halls in the world, or you hear about the stories of the beers or the legends and all these things, and you go around and you take the trains and you take the buses around Bavaria and you see a castle here and a beautiful church there and a small village there, and that's why I say you hate that you find out there's more than just Munich after you leave, and that's it, because Bavaria has so many great places to go to enjoy. Like I said, going to Nuremberg and see the things there, or heading to Regensburg. I mean, there's so much to see and do in Bavaria, and the history of it too. Learn about Mad King Ludwig and how he drowned in 3 inches of water. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I guess there's probably more to that story. So you're looking at these kind of things. The second thing you're going to love about coming to Bavaria is this is your dream Germany. When you've thought about Germany with the beer halls and the Haxe, the pork knuckles, and the people in the outfits and the big liter beers, they're called Masses, not Steins, by the way, beers and all these kind of things, this is Bavaria. Bavaria is that. Now, why is Bavaria what we dream of Germany? Well, if you're from the US, it's probably because Bavaria in the south of Germany was controlled by the US after World War II. So most of the US soldiers, their perception of Germany is Bavaria. And so that's why when you come here, you're like, oh wow, this is just like I imagined. Whereas if you go to like Cologne, you're like, this isn't what I was expecting. Here, Bavaria is your dream Germany, with the fairy tale castles like Neuschwanstein, with the crazy stories about King Mad Ludwig, or, you know, towns like this where they've got special beer. They have beer here, Rauch beer. In Bamberg, it's a smoked beer. It tastes like bacon. Kind of weird the first half glass. After that first half glass, it became my favorite beer in the entire world. I'm not even kidding, guys. Favorite beer in the entire world, right down there in Bamberg. Their smoked beer, the Rauch beer, fantastic. But that's just it. This is your dream part of Germany, so you really get to see it all. No, it's not always in lederhosen and stuff like that. But you know what? You probably will see a couple people here and there that aren't just tourists actually wearing it, and it kind of makes it kind of a fun thing. The third thing you're going to love about coming to Bavaria is the food. Oh, Bavarian food. This is like German restaurants. All their grandmas came down to Bavaria to work. You come here, you have Schweinhaxe, which is pork knuckle, which is fantastic. The sausages here, the Knödel, the dumplings that are here, whether you're having bread or potato dumplings, they're awesome. The strudel here is better than anywhere else. I mean, you have so much great food here in Bavaria that's why you're going to pack on a few pounds when you do come visit. And one of the things you want to make sure you do come here is when we look at these foods, you get the Nuremberger sausage, those little tiny sausages you want to have that you have for breakfast in the U.S. Those you have in like a little sandwich here. Also, one thing you want to try is the sweet mustard. My personal favorite is from Regensburg. Heck, in Regensburg, you can go and have bratwurst at a stand that's been there since the Romans were there. I mean, it's that crazy about the food here. It is just awesome, okay? The fourth thing you're going to love about coming to Bavaria is the nature. Yes, we know the cities. I've talked about Bamberg and I've talked about Regensburg and Munich with the old town hall, or the new town hall there, and the residents and all these things. But honestly, getting out into nature in Bavaria, you can go skiing, you can go hiking. They have a word called Wandern in German, which is like wandering, but it's wandering, hiking through the mountains and through the fields and stuff like that, and you can get out and really experience it. Rent a bike when you come to a place like Bamberg and go explore the countryside. It is well worth it. And the fifth thing you're going to love about coming to Germany is a lot of people like to come to Germany for the Christmas markets, and the best Christmas markets in Germany are here in Bavaria. It's very much a Catholic part of the country, very into Christmas and the Christmas side of Christmas. It's not just a fun fair, but they have all this stuff going on, and the food and the people and the lights and everything done up for Christmas. It is fantastic. Actually, my family, before we had Liam, we actually spent Christmas right down there. Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas, the day day after Christmas, we were here to really celebrate Christmas, and it is fantastic. So if you're looking at a place to go before Christmas for the Christmas markets, you're not going to get any better than Bavaria. So I'm going to add an extra one here today, a sixth thing that you're going to love about Bavaria, and that's the people here. The people in Bavaria are probably the nicest Germans that are out there. They've helped me out lots of times. I've met lots of great Bavarians. I've been here with my students before, and they've gotten lost. Now we've had Bavarian grandmothers driving my students to train stations across the states, so they got to make their train. I mean, this is the kind of nice people you do have in Bavaria. So if you get a chance to meet some locals at the beer garden or walking around, definitely take the time to, because it's well worth it. And that's why I'll say that's the sixth thing you're going to love, are the people here. Anyway, those are the 5 things that I love and hate about Bavaria. If you want to learn more, why don't you subscribe to our channel, click the button down there and subscribe, and you get more videos. 10 things that'll shock you about Germany, 5 stereotypes of Bavarians, all here on our YouTube channel or on our website, woltersworld.com. Anyway, we appreciate you watching, and thanks again, and have a great time here in Bavaria. I know you will. Bye. Tschüss.